What's up, all my magical misfits? Thanks for joining me again. And you can already hear my dog in the background. Of course, I'm outside. It's a beautiful day. My boys are inside being dumb teenage boys and making way too much noise for me to be able to make a video. So hopefully the audio is going to be okay. A little warning real quick. I'm going to talk about a difficult topic that may be triggering for some people. I'm not going to get into detail, but I will be talking about sexual molestation. And if that is something that you can't handle, you should click off. So I've had this video in the back of my brain. It costs for quite some time, but it just never really seemed like the time to do it. But just in the past couple of days, I've watched 2 videos from 2 separate YouTubers talking about like charging for services and product and whatnot within the pagan community. Now, of course, I've already made a video about this once before, but this one is coming from a little bit different place. These 2 people that made these videos, I'm not going to link their videos just because I didn't 100% agree with either of them. I thought that they both made really good points, and actually I agreed with 90% of what each of them said. One was coming from the perspective that you absolutely should charge, and this is why. The other one was coming from the perspective that it's not always wrong to charge, but that it can be wrong to charge. Some people charge the wrong way. They charge too much, they don't offer a good quality product, they're offering things to you that you could get for free, that kind of thing. And like I said, both of them made really good points, and it just sort of inspired me to go ahead and make this video. The title is It Costs, and I get that from a TV show that was on years and years ago, and it was about Arthur and the Knights of the Round Table and Merlin. And Merlin's catchphrase, as it was, he would say, "It costs." And what he was referring to was every time he did magic, it cost something to someone. There was a cost to be paid of some sort. The biggest example was someone lost their life for one of his spells. I agree, there are people in any community that charge inappropriate rates for what it is they're doing. I agree that you can learn so much about your craft and different aspects of different faiths and magical practices and whatnot for free, or for a lot less than it might cost to learn from an individual. But you also have to take into account all the years, all the money, hard work and time and dedication that person has put into what it is they're doing, whether it be making something, whether it be reading cards, whether it be even a sort of psychic gift, clairvoyance, something of mediumship, things of that nature. Most of the people I know that have these abilities, they may be natural abilities, but they've worked really hard to cultivate them. So why should somebody who has put so much of themselves and sacrificed so much of themselves for something give it away for free? If they choose to, fine, but if they choose not to, that's fine too. To me, it wouldn't be exactly self-loving not to in certain circumstances. If you're just giving, you've worked really hard and you've accumulated all this knowledge and wisdom and talent, and then you just are constantly giving it away for free and getting nothing in return for that, that would be very sort of self-abusing. Now we'll get to the part that the warning was about. You can look at other people and think, man, I wish I could do that. Like, I do that. Everybody does that. We look at other people that we admire, or they are able to do something that we would really like to do, and we're like kind of jealous. I am able to enter into altered states of consciousness fairly easy, probably easier than most people, without practice. Like, I've always been able to do this. But it occurred to me after I started doing it consciously that this is something that I developed a long time ago. I made the connection because when I was in high school and my friend decided he wanted to have sex with me and I didn't want him to, I went into an altered state. At the time I didn't understand that that's what I did, but that's what I did. And reflecting on it from this standpoint, I realized this is something I learned to do as a toddler. I was sexually molested as a child several times. I've talked about this before, but this one instance was from ages probably 3 or 4. I'm thinking 3 because stories from family members that lead me to that age, and lasted till I was 8. And I don't remember, I have big memory gaps and what have you, but I know that when these things were happening, I would check out. I learned at 3 years old, or I was gifted, whatever you want to say, at 3 years old with this ability to alter my state of consciousness, to leave, to escape. So yes, I have this gift, I have this natural ability to be able to go in and out of altered states of consciousness easier than most people might. But the cost was high. And you're going to find that that's true for many gifts in the community, whether that be clairvoyance, mediumship, any of my innate natural sort of shamanic gifts. I almost died for those. I was so ill. I had viral pneumonia, and I quite literally could have died from that. So I've had these wonderful experiences that I would never change, and I've gotten these beautiful dreams and with guidance and messages teaching me how to do things I wouldn't know otherwise, and I've been put into these experiences and been able to see things, but it cost. I am blessed. I am grateful. But you have to understand that anything that anybody does that they're any good at, anybody who has a gift, an ability, or a talent, it was earned somehow. They paid for that in some way. So whether it be a penny or a pound of flesh. So I don't know why we're still talking about this. I think as pagan consumers, just as any other kind of consumer, we need to be responsible. If we're going to go buy an automobile, we should check it out and make sure that the place that we're getting it from, the person that we're getting it from, is reliable and they have a good history and that they are good at what they do. They are ethical by our standards, what have you. It's our responsibility as the pagan consumer to look at what it is we're doing and to decide if it's worth the cost to us. We shouldn't turn on the person providing the service and point our finger and shame them for putting a monetary value on their service. If we don't like it, we don't have to pay for it. I think it is not for me to judge whether that person has done the work, whether that person has earned the right to charge a certain monetary amount. It's up to me to judge whether I want to pay it, whether I connect with them, what have you. But I don't know their life. I don't know their circumstance. I don't know what they went through to get to where they are. So I think it's really ugly when we turn on each other and we talk down at each other for these reasons. Again, it's fine for me to decide I don't want to pay that. I don't want to be involved in that for whatever reason. That's my choice. It's for me to be discerning. It's my right. But it's their choice and their right to charge whatever it is they choose to charge for whatever it is they are doing. And I think if we can all just respect each other and understand that everyone has a life and a story, that we could be a better community. So that's all I really wanted to say about that. Oh, I do have a quick little update about my 3-part hot foot spell. I did the hot foot jar, I did the invisibility candle, and I did the swamp jar. Now, I'm not going to get into details, but part of the reason, the straw that broke the camel's back had to do with packages coming to my house from a third party, for a third party, via my father. It's a shady situation. I don't want to be involved. I did the spells, all of them, and then the following week another package came, and I got a message on my machine because I had blocked his phone. But he said, he sounded miserable. I'm sorry, you shouldn't have got a package. It was a mistake. It won't happen again. But it'll be coming any day, and just call me. And we haven't called him. And it has been a week and a half, and he hasn't come to get the package. So my husband's just going to go drop it on his doorstep. But it seems to me that the spells worked beautifully, because he won't even show up on the door to pick up his package. So, yay. Of course, as always, thanks for listening to me gab on, and until next time, much love and gratitude.